Yeah. Well, it's good to see you, Michael. Could you briefly introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Maicon. I'm from Brazil. I live in Finland about 3 years right now. I'm 38 years old. I'm married. I don't have children. I'm the first year student here in university for international business. That's pretty much about me.
So let's talk about cultural shock, because the topic is quite important for new students who come to this university. And psychologists have presented a different diagram like U-curve, which it goes through different phases. The first phase is called honeymoon, and then the curve goes down. It's called crisis, and after that it's the recovery stage, and it goes up. And the last and final part is adjustment. So did you have any similar experiences when you were living in different countries?
Yes, the honeymoon starts when everything is new.
Yeah.
And you are mesmerized with everything. Everything is new, so you want to know about everything. So you just don't compare things. You're just observing things, new things. I remember when I first arrived in Europe, I didn't know very much which side of the road to look at before I crossed the road. And after things go more easily, you start to see around, observe things, until the point everything is not new anymore. So you start to fit in the new environment, what you set in yourself, you put in yourself to match to the new environment. And it is pretty much the big challenge to put yourself inside this adaptation, because you have to, the old things doesn't work anymore, your experience doesn't work anymore, your social behavior, everything you had to mold for this new environment. And the crisis is when you start to compare what you used to have, what you have now, what you have to change, what you have to give up of having, and what you have now. And it takes a long time because in this comparison stage, you take like okay, this is what I used to have. If this is too value for you and you're not happy with what you have now, and you bring this value to the present value, it start to retain yourself. You don't make yourself to develop. And they start to go up again when you start to compare things and you accept the new reality, the new environment, to make things work for yourself. You don't have to bring more your package, or from, for example, I grew up in a social culture where people communicate a lot and go for the social life is quite intense. People where Brazilian weather is always nice, always summer. So people is more out than indoor. People don't spend time indoor. It's totally opposite here, where people do basically everything indoor. And because you have always nice weather, and people are more happy, maybe more free, and like to enjoy more the social life and like to share things. The idea of the shock is, for example, here the individualism and the idea of competing to get something is different because in my culture we don't compete each other.
Mm-hmm.
If you have like to compete each other, it doesn't work.
Yes.
Because it's a culture we have like to hang out to do something. You have to hang out with me all the time. People hang out all the time each other, and people share everything. They don't have this like you are my friend inside this session, but out there we are not friends anymore. It doesn't exist. So I have to adapt for this kind of new style of life. And of course, during this trajectory, what going through this and that, you set things for yourself, and you start to become the same to the new environment. Nowadays, I don't have, and I don't like pretty much go out like I used to go before. I don't like to. I don't feel the necessary. I don't feel the need to have a lot of friends like I had all the time with me before.
Yeah, so you adopted an entirely new personality.
Yeah, exactly. I have to waste the value and see it's not because it's different doesn't mean it's bad. Because sometimes because you are not used to that new thing, and you first reject, you refuse. Oh, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be like that. I don't want this environment for me. And you start to fight, and you're just getting hurt because you cannot change the environment around you. You cannot change the culture where you are living with the people you live with. You cannot change them to behave different for one way you expect or you are used to have before, just because it's more comfortable to yourself. So it's pretty much more like to break yourself in a concept than you choose what to be and what to have. And after you start to, from this value, you start to say, okay, this is what now I have. So I have to make this to work to myself. Otherwise, I'm gonna be the one who always gonna be missing something or feel something, and it like I'm not there anymore. I cannot behave from my background anymore or for something that I used to have, because when I decided to move from one point to another point, I disposed myself to be there, so I have to adapt this to go there and stay there the way it is. And the thing is what it is. You don't have to, you just have to accept and put yourself to work everything to yourself. When you make things work for yourself, you start to walk again and things start to happen and you feel more comfortable. Yes. And it's go basically more relaxed.
So it's like that when a person is in a crisis stage, he has to come up with a new philosophies to accept the new environment.
Of course, you are comparing what you have all the time. I had bad behaviors, then I had to change. I didn't know what was bad before because I didn't where or with to compare, and you just realize that was a bad behavior because you come to a different environment. That behavior doesn't fit in this environment no more, so you have to change that behavior. For example, and things like that.
Yeah, for instance, when I remember at my part when I was in crisis stage, I tried to look at the bright side, because we human beings, whenever that we are giving up on something, we are always achieving something more. So that was the idea that helped me to adjust myself into the new culture, And also it's quite important to understand the meaning of harmony, because, when you understand the meaning of harmony, then the process will become much more easier for you to follow.
Yeah. Sometimes really hard to find the harmony.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it takes time.
The thing is like, if you get to one point and you start to have everything, you're going to be stuck.
Mm-hmm.
You have to find some way out where you can keep moving and move over and make, like, you can develop new concepts.
Mm-hmm.
For example, it's nothing, I think like not the you have is the absolute one. It's not the real one. People, one of the most thing I see happen with myself was like that. I was open, so new people are coming to my life, old people are going away. I was swapping my boyhood friends, the people that I trust, the family relative, was becoming like, oh, it's going to be far and far, always in second plan. And new people are coming and joining me for this new life. And in one point, I don't want to lose what I had, but I realize when people go, get in, be, and after get out, there is an exchange.
Mm-hmm.
I get a lot of things from other people, and people took a lot of things from me.
Yeah.
And this exchange is nice, because someday you realize you are using expression of someone that you knew or used to be with you, and you will laugh in a different way than maybe someone used to laugh, or you are using a word what people used to, like, used to speak all the time, and you say yourself, your behavior is changing because you are constantly expose yourself for different people, for different culture, for different atmosphere of work, study, everything.
Yeah, and it is also suggested that the person should look backwards sometimes, because we are all the time changing. So that is the thing.
It's pretty much more how flexible you are, how open-minded you are. If you like think, oh no, I was born like that, I am like that, I'm gonna keep like that.
That doesn't work.
The thing is, you don't develop yourself. You get stuck that, and no one gonna help you to do anything, because it's from you. It's no one can help you, only yourself. Mm-hmm. When you decide to see, okay, this is what is out there. There's so many doors. Don't have to have only one. Mm-hmm. It's supposed like to be, okay, I grew up in a very small town in Brazil. Yeah, my mom's still there, my relative, my friends, everyone is still there. But if I compare, for example, my youngest sister, mm-hmm. she have like never left the comfort zone, because it was comfortable. Yes. She like, it's nice for her, like, maybe she knows maybe just the town where she always lived. She never left for nowhere. Mm-hmm. And she doesn't know much. She never had like to put herself in a difficulty of to deal with different things or new things, because so when you, for example, if I compare the different life, what I used to be, your mind just open. Mm-hmm. Because before you could only see things was closer to you, inside around you. When you decide to go out and you like take this and It's it's a process about the honeymoon where you observe everything. Oh, it's so new. Everything is amazing. Everything is nice. Everything is different, and everything. And after you say, yeah, and you like everything. When it's new, someday become old. You get used to that. It's not new anymore. And you create this expectation. I want some more new things, and it's like, and it create like one style. For example, I remember I was when I left first, and I was like a person always in the comfort zone. I always want to be, and I missed my space to be in a comfort zone. But after I get the taste of being the to go challenge, that's like it. I realize that making different, to know other things, other people, other culture was so rich. Then it has become like more. You want to go for it more and more and more and more.